Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book series and the recent news that has been going on around them, and just give you guys my overall thoughts on the whole situation. So, to those who are unaware, the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books are no longer being published by Archie Comics. They have been publishing these comic books for the past 24 years, and it is the longest running comic book series based on a video game. And now IDW Publishing will be taking over the publishing for Sonic the Hedgehog, and they currently have in their own publishing, I guess, repertoire, I guess. You know, they publish Transformers, Star Wars, Ninja Turtles, and Disney characters. So, like, they are definitely well known within the comic book scene in terms of, like, publishing for other properties and such. So, I guess I'll start with like my own background before I give you guys my overall thoughts on the whole thing, because I think it's very important for you guys to know where I'm coming from. So I started collecting Sonic the Hedgehog comic books around Sonic the Hedgehog 209. That was my first ever Sonic comic book, and my first comic book in general that I bought at a store. And yeah, and since then I've been collecting those up until 259, and the reason I stopped at 259 was because that was the subscription I got with the Worlds Collide series. So you know, when Worlds Collide happened, I was like, I need to read it because I love the fact that they are doing a crossover between Sonic and Mega Man, and I thought that that was so cool. So yeah, I got that subscription, and then once my subscription ended, I did not renew it. The reason I did not renew it was because I was not into the Sonic comic books all that much anymore. I was at the point where I was not reading them. I was not even, you know, like even opening them to like look at them even, you know, like I was just, my interest for the comic books just ended there. And this isn't the first time that happened. Between 209 and 259, there were points in time where I would just stop buying Sonic comics. You know, like I would go to my Barnes & Nobles every single month whenever a new issue would come out, and I would buy it because that's the only place I knew at the time that sold comic books. So, you know, between 209 and 259, I like dropped several times in terms of like following the story and like following the issues and stuff. But, you know, I would during certain periods of time would like go online, buy a bunch of the issues, wait for them to come in the mail, and then just read all of them. So and sometimes I wouldn't even read them. Like honestly, I literally just took the Sonic comics as another collectible for me to collect, as like a huge Sonic fanboy back then. So that was just another I guess outlet for me to collect for Sonic stuff. So that's why I was into the comic books, really. You know, like the stories were cool and all, like I loved the Freedom Fighters and all that stuff, but like I was really just buying the comics just to collect them. And I really like Sonic Universe a lot more, like in my opinion, just because Sonic Universe focused on like other not as well-known characters, I should say. So like Silver, they had a whole story arc on. They had like a chaotic story arc too. They had a shadow story arc twice, I believe, or something like that. Like they just had these story arcs for these characters that don't get the spotlight as often within the games and stuff. And I really did like Sonic Universe a lot more. Like I was subscribed to Sonic Universe and not Sonic the Hedgehog a lot longer, I would say. So yeah, so what are my thoughts about IDW taking over publishing rights for Sonic the Hedgehog? And my thoughts is that it's great. You know, like I have not read any of the series that they currently have. Like I've never read a Ninja Turtles comic or anything like that from them. So all I can hope is that a lot of people from the Archie Comics that worked on the Sonic ones go to IDW and find a spot there, just because, you know, like I believe they're currently building up a team for the Sonic the Hedgehog comic books. So if they could get like most of the people that worked on these Sonic comics, like some of like the key people, like Ian Flynn, I think he's like one of the writers for the Sonic comics. Like if they could just get some of those key writers, key artists and stuff like that to go and work on these new Sonic comics for IDW, I think that would be great. I know that IDW has a history of taking properties from other publishers. So like for example, I believe the Disney comics, they didn't publish the Disney comics the whole time, and when they got the publishing rights for those, they continued the numbering. And I think that they might do that with the Sonic comics, but there's definitely a possibility for them to not do that. personally, I think that they should just continue what Archie was doing, continue that story, because there's like 290 issues behind the Sonic the Hedgehog series comic books, and for them to just start at number 1, I think would be a disservice to them, because this is the longest running comic book series based on a video game, you know, and the fact that they would just throw all of that away to just start from issue 1, I think would definitely shoot themselves in the foot, in other words, you know. So whichever way IDW decide to do it, I will definitely be looking out for these new Sonic comics, just because, you know, like, I didn't realize that they weren't making Sonic comics for the past 6 months, you know? Like, I honestly did not know that. So the fact that it's now finally over, I've been trying to go out to my local comic book shops and try to find all of the issues that I can, and then buying some online and stuff like that. So I definitely am like in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book mood at the moment. So yeah, I am definitely excited to go and see what IDW does. We don't know within 2018, like they literally just said, yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog IDW coming in 2018. We don't know in 2018. It could be early 2018, mid 2018, and it could be at the end of 2018, you know, like we don't know yet. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are just going to be waiting for that, you know, announcement for them to come out and be like, yeah, you know, we got a release date and, you know, a full team already. So yeah, I honestly just cannot wait to go and see what IDW does with their track record with other properties that they've worked on. So yeah, so what are your thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog comic books going to IDW and Archie sadly being left behind? If you guys have any thoughts, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I will be sure to read them. And yeah, I think that is about it. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have not already, you can subscribe. I put new videos up every single Saturday. Want to follow me on social media, Facebook and Twitter. And yeah, I think that is about it. Thank you guys for watching this video again. Now, see you guys next time with more videos. Game on, gamers.